Going to the top of that hill up there. It's not a very big hill, as you can tell, but from up there we can see a pretty good view. So that's where we're heading. Alright, so I'm at the top of the hill. From up here you can see a lot of interesting things. Here at this town, the town is called Celje, which is pronounced like I'm going to sell you a bridge, celje, and it's spelled C-E-L-J-E. C-E-L-J-E, if you want to Google it, celje. So now, looking north, just trees right there, I know, but that would be, go Austria would be up that way if you went straight. So now I'm going to start kind of spinning around and going, looking kind of northeast. And what's interesting is the interstate. That interstate there, not a lot of movement on it right now. Hang on. Murphy's Law. Normally there's about 100 trucks, but right now there's not. Anyway, what makes that interstate interesting is that about 10 years ago it was a pretty desolate interstate, I guess. Desolate might be not quite desolate, but kind of a quiet interstate. And now it's a real crowded interstate. Go around a little bit further, you can see the neighborhood down there. That's the neighborhood I live in. One of those houses down there is our house. And then that apartment building is kind of interesting. It's a workers apartment building. The workers from, now you can see the interstate, see the trucks down there. Workers from Albania and Macedonia and other areas down south, they come up to here and work, and then they work on the during the week, and then on the weekends most of them go back to their homes and their families and whatnot. Here's that little windmill we saw from down at the road. It's not spinning right now. I think it's just a decorative windmill. And that's that road down there is where we were at a moment ago. And then there's a yellow building there, kind of a tall apartment building. That's a real typical kind of a socialist architecture type building. Everything straight edges and whatnot, and very, it's kind of functional, no decorations really. In this case, they've painted that one yellow, which makes it kind of a pretty socialist building. But and I'm guessing that was probably built, I'll take a wild guess, in 1950s. So now right now we're looking pretty much due east. Okay, now this is going to be tough, but if you can look and see in the middle of the screen, there should be a yellow. It's going to be hard to see that. Bright yellow with some green letters out in the distance. Alright, that building is kind of like a Home Depot. It's kind of a big box hardware store. And it's like Lowe's more so than it is like Home Depot. They sell appliances there and those kind of things also. But it's pretty much a big box hardware store. And what makes that interesting is that 6 or 7 years ago, it was just a regular small hardware store, and then they added on to it and made it a big one. And these Mercurs they're all kind of the big box versions of these Mercurs. That's what they're called, Mercur. And these big box versions are popping up everywhere. Every city's getting one. Even some of the half-sized towns are getting them as well now. And again, 6 years ago, they didn't really have a big box version. They were all small local hardware stores, if you will. So imagine all the Ace Hardwares all of a sudden, going into, a different business model or whatever. All right, so that's east. So that's the Mercur. So there's the interstate. About 6 or 7 years ago, it really started to get in high volume traffic. Likewise, about 6 or 7 years ago, the Mercur was developed. Now we're going to see some more places down here, or I'll be able to see them. I don't know if the camera will or not, but there's that place down there in the middle. That's a huge shopping center. Also built about 5 years ago. I'm looking south, pretty south right now, southeast a little bit. I'm going to go just up a little bit, and there's another one. You're definitely not going to be able to see that, but just trust me. There's another shopping center, and then another shopping center. So what you have is you have the Mercure that went big box about 6 years ago. Then about 5-6 years ago you had one shopping center, two shopping centers, three shopping centers all built, and all of them are, you know, big shopping. When I say a shopping center, I mean like malls. They're basically like malls. So imagine having a town in which all of a sudden 3 malls were built almost simultaneously. Now they're not huge malls, but they're, you know, they probably have 35-40 stores apiece. All right. So you can see the factory out there in the distance. That's an old factory there. Let's see. We might be able to see the castle up there. Kind of see it. It's kind of silhouetted because of the sunlight. Up on the hill there, you can see remnants of the castle. It's from about 1100. And all right, so now there's my dog. All right, so now I'm looking straight south, and what's interesting here is that you can see all the farms. There's a farm there. I'm standing on a farm. There's actually people working in their area down there. You can see I'm kind of skipping around here. There's a farm all around us. But what's interesting is, I'm looking south again, is there's that farm, and like I said, there's a shopping center right there. There's a farm right there, shopping center farm, and if you look at there, you also see some new houses being built, and they're also modern looking houses. That one right there is, you know, it's almost the entire house is made out of glass there, so it's modern looking type stuff. And the point is they're building these, you know, it's an encroachment, I guess you'd call it. You know, they're putting all these modern houses, shopping centers, all of it's encroaching onto this farmland. The point is that things are changing here, I guess. So that's south. That would take us down to southern Yugoslavia and whatnot. So I come on around here. Now I'm looking southwest. And you see that road there? It's a good bit of traffic. That's a brand new road, also built about 5 or 6 years ago. Prior to that road, all that was there was a one-lane farmer's road. And pretty much all the traffic that needed to go from one side of town to the other would use that one-lane road. And now they got a 4-lane road with sidewalks and everything. And you can see that road is being built right here in the middle of these farms. So basically it just sliced through these farms. Alright, now I'm looking due west. Hopefully you can see the Alps there. Those are the southeastern Alps. They're about maybe 8,000 feet, so kind of low, I think, for the Alps. I think in Austria and Germany and France they get considerably bigger, but these are around 8,000 feet. They're snow covered. There's some fresh snow up there from the last 2 weeks, and they're very beautiful. We've got some photographs and pictures taken from up there. We've hiked into those a little bit. So that's west. Again, you can see this guy's farm. I'm standing on his farm right now. He might not like me being up here, but and then we go on towards northwest. You can see some more hills back there. Not much exciting back there. Some more snow-covered hills and whatnot. And we come on back around north and back to those trees. So that's kind of it. All right, Tora, say bye.